Hello. I figured I would do something similar to what Aris has been doing with the tutorial stuff. Probably not as long. I don't know. It's gonna be about Alisa anyway. I'm gonna try to copy. At least I'm try. I'm gonna copy the format. Basically, I'm gonna steal his fucking format and do a tutorial on Alisa. It's gonna be quite long, I think, similar in structure. So I'm gonna start off with stances, then go through punishers, talk about throws and pokes and such. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll get to it. Now, Alisa has some more and less useful stances, but her best stance, I think, is destroy. You enter it by doing down 1+2. It is kind of a slow animation, but you have auto block, so you can't get hit while doing it. The thing is, if you block and destroy, you're automatically taken out of it, so it's not a good way to get into destroy, because people just jab you or do like while standing 4, down 4-4 or something. The good thing though is that you can enter destroy by pressing 1+2 after some moves. I'll go through that later. So you can enter destroy with frame advantage. In that way you can actually mix people up and do some pretty good stuff. When you enter destroy, you lose your backdash and you get this sort of back hop thing. It's not very good. It goes kind of far, but you can be jabbed out of it. It's very similar to her up back back in neutral. You also lose your forward dash. Your forward dash goes into this flying thing called dual boot. It's another stance, which I'll talk about later. You also gain a super sidestep, which is done by down or up 3+4. It goes really far, though it has pretty bad recovery. The fastest move in destroy is forward 2, but it is 10 frames, but that doesn't hit anything. It only works in combos, so it's not really useful. I'm not going to talk about it that much. Do it at the wall if you want some extra damage. Her real fastest move is forward 1. Forward 1 has good range. It is 12 frame quick, and it is I think it's 0 on block. It's 0 on block, and it's +11 on hit. A good thing about it as well is that if they try to punish it by ducking and they attack too quickly, they can get hit by it anyway. You see, I'm trying to while standing for it right now, but I get hit because I'm trying to attack into it and it has a lot of active frames. So yeah, it's pretty good. Use it for poking against people who don't duck you. Since you're at 0, they're gonna be able to jab you, but if you do it at a good range, their jabs will whiff and you can just launch them afterwards. It has kind of bad tracking, but that doesn't really matter since you won't be using it to catch people anyway. Her best mid, I think, is 1. Destroy 1. It is 14 frame fast. It is also safe. I think it's -9 on block, and on hit it always gives knockdown. Even if you only hit, you see it is like 5 hits, then you get like the bam 27 damage hit. If you just hit with one of these, you always get the knockdown hit. So it's really great to just throw out. It has I think it has okay tracking to the left. to her left, but it's sort of bad to her right. But I'll go over her tracking options later. She has pretty good tracking in Destroy. After that, she has Destroy 1+2. This is a homing move. It is 16 frames quick. It is also 0 on block, like forward 1. There are 3 hits. They're all high, but if you block the first one, it jails, so you can't duck the other ones. I like to use it at the wall to give me 0, and if they try to step from the wall, it wall splats, so that's pretty good. It doesn't have that great of a range though, since she just like spins. So like if you do something like 4-1 and you try to do 1+2 afterwards, if they backdash, they can just launch you for it, since it has on whiff very long recovery, since so many hits. Other way of getting people who step you is back 2. It's almost homing. It's really hard to step. It has a follow-up back to 1. It is safe if you do it point blank and don't delay it, because while standing force will whiff. But if you do it like from this range and delay some, like not all the hits connect, it is punishable. It is, I think, -11. Kazuya can at least do tsunami kicks. It is natural though, and it is hit confirmable. I think I delayed it too much there. Yeah. Even if you delay it, you get natural. Always gives knockdown. It's pretty good, especially at the wall when people try to get out. It has some, like the first hit doesn't have that good of a range though. Like it reaches pretty good, but not as well as like 4-1 or 1. So be wary of your range. Since most moves in Destroy have pretty good range, you can sort of get too overconfident and whiff it, and then people will just eat you up for it. If you whiff the first hit, it is pretty easy to step, I believe, since I think the second hit is really linear. Let's see here. Well, I gotta get it to whiff first. Yeah, it's just super linear. Yeah, you see. So be aware about that. Have some caution. Destroy 2 is the launcher. It is mid. It is 20 frames quick, I think, but it is only -2. So it's pretty good. It used to be okay. You used it mostly at the wall in BR, but in Tag 2, because it is tag bufferable, it's become a lot more useful. It is one of the reasons I think Destroy is a lot more useful in Tag than in BR, because you can actually get some damage from people ducking mid-screen. It's not just like 40 damage or something. You can get 100+ if you tag buffer this and use Tag Assault. Especially if you get it to the wall, then you can basically like almost kill someone. It does have really bad tracking though. It's super linear, but it does hit grounded. So it's good for Oki situations when you wanna hit someone who might be crouching or is lying down. But if they tech, see if I can get this to work. Oh wait, tech. If they tech it, it can in a lot of situations make the move whiff. Well, not whiff really, but like some hits will whiff and then you won't launch them. See if I can get this to actually work. Like that. That's really bad because you're not at plus frames. I think sometimes you might even be punishable, because these hits don't give a lot of hits done. So at the wall, you gotta be careful when you hit them, because even if you hit them, sometimes you might get punished for it. Next move I'm going to talk about is her best low, I think, from Destroy. It's down 1. It is something like 20 frames, I think. 20 frames fast. It does high crush, like almost instantly, which is really good, especially when people try to jab you when you do for 1 pressure, because you are 0 and it's 12 frame quick. However, it is minus on hit. It's minus 2, I think. But the great thing about it is, even if you are minus 2, they are left in crouch. So a funky thing about it is that if you try to while standing for it on hit, your character will whiff. I think most characters while standing for a whiff. I haven't tested all of them, but you basically get a free punish if people try to mash while standing forward to beat your next move. I think it's a good option to have. Most people, I mean, you are minus 2 and your fastest move is it's 12, so if they have something that's 13 or 14, they can trade, and that will almost always realign. And stuff like Steve, who doesn't have a while standing for, will always be able to align and hit you, even though it has sort of wonky properties. It is, I think, it's minus 12 on block, so it's kind of safe against characters like Dragunov. It's sort of less good since it is kind of slow, and he gets while standing 1+2 as a punish for like 40 damage or something. But it's still very good low. It has long reach. So I suggest using that as your go-to low from Destroy. She does have Destroy down 2, which is 4 hits, and it is plus on hit. It's the only low in Destroy which is plus on hit. You can delay, hold the button, more accurately. You can hold the button and get more hits, but this isn't very good unless you're at the corner. I think this move, all in all, is pretty bad unless you're at the corner, because if you're at weird angles or at long range, you can get some of the hits to whiff, and if they whiff, you're still gonna do the entire animation. So if you do that entire animation and they they don't get hit by it, they can just launch you for free, and they'll probably get counter hit too, since your animation is so long. It does hit grounded, but it does like 3 damage or something. It's not noteworthy at all. Other moves in Destroy, she has Destroy forward 1+2, which is really good. It is on the slower side, like I think it's 20 something frames quick, like 23, 24. However, it is plus on block and gives a combo on hit. So it's really good. It used to be +4, I think, or even more, but it's +3 now anyway. So you have at least a uninterruptible forward 1. And remember, if that hits, you're at +11. So this is a really useful move, and people probably won't be hitting buttons after it anyway. But as I said, it gives you a combo you can bind with the up forward 1+2 or up 1+2 in Destroy. I'll talk about that after this. You can. It also has a follow-up. It has a follow-up that's 1+2 afterwards, which is you can sort of delay it. You can do it instantly, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay, you can just delay it a bit for more damage, but it is launch punishable, and it doesn't really give you anything. Like, if you hit it, you'll get a combo, right? And if you don't, you'll get +3. But if you do this, you'll get less damage or be punishable. So it isn't really favorable to use, like, anyway. So fuck that move. Destroy up forward 1+2 or up 1+2 or well, any up direction basically is a really long range launcher. The way it works is that if you hit it, you get this crumple, and this move hits grounded, so you get a guaranteed up for 1+2 afterwards. And the way it works is it hits grounded, and the last hit binds. I think it sort of refloats you for a little bit, and the last hit is so close, so it binds. So it binds off the ground, which very few moves in this game do. It does it reliably, always does it. And after that, you can either tag assault and do something, I guess. I don't know, or you could go out of destroy with 1+2, 1+2 again after up for 1+2. Oh, shit! No, what the fuck? Yeah, I can't get it to work. It's sort of iffy timing, like that. And then you get a mini combo for like 50 damage. But if you calculate, if you add like this damage, this is 36, and the meteor combo does like what, 40 something, then that's like a regular launcher. It is -12 though, so don't spam it. However, since it does reach so far, you can oftentimes surprise your opponent with it. Like, that's the max range, and you still get the hit from it, but from here I think it launches. Especially since most of the moves in Destroyer are so slow, they're not gonna expect you to like jump at them and bam, do that shit. So I think it's useful. At times it does low crush as well, since it jumps in the air. But it's not like a hop kick, it is a lot slower than that. It's like 29 frames or something. She does have a back turn destroy move, but it's horrible. I think it's launch punishable, and doesn't crush at all. I think it has kind of weird tracking as well. I'll show it to you, just so you can see how it looks. It's destroy back turn 1. She just sort of turns around and saws him in the head. It gives a crumple, but it doesn't give a guaranteed upward 1+2 like upward 1+2 does. So it's just not using it probably. I don't think it's very good. And that's destroy covered. So the next stance we'll go through is we'll probably do all of them. Sister have so little moves. We'll do single boot, dual boot, and back up. We'll get to that like right now. Let's see if this is correct. So I think we'll start with single boot. It's done with 4 3+4 when you're in neutral. You have a like a built-in low crush when she flies, but you can be floated with jabs and such, so it's not super evasive or anything. Shit. I remember now. I forgot a move from destroy. From destroy, this super sidestep, she can do a 1 now in tag 2, so you can better punish things when you step them with this. It is like -30 though, so like use at your own risk, I suppose. The fuck, did I just lose video or something? Yeah, sorry about that. XSplit acted up or something. Anyway, back to single boot. She only has 4 moves, or well, she has 3 moves in a string from it. Most of them are pretty good. I'll start with the best one, I think. It's single boot 2. It's a high elbow, so you can parry it, but you can't duck. It is walls flat and a knockdown on hit, 47 damage, kind of good. On block, it's if you do it like from here, it's +4, but the move has like a shitload of active frames. So if you do it from like there, it goes up to like +18, I think is the max. So that's really good. It's kind of hard to use though, since it's so slow, but I'll get to that. She has a low, which is single boot 3. It does 22 damage. I don't know what it is on hit. I think I have it somewhere here. Single boot 3. No, fuck, I don't have the hit. I guess it's plus. You can check it now. See if I do while standing 4. Okay, so it leaves me in crouch as well. Yeah, it's plus, at least plus 2. But the thing about it is, if you do, it's like single boot 2, in that if you do it from like here, if you do it max range, I think it's like minus 12. However, if you do it from here, it's launch punishable. So that's something to watch out for. On counter hit, it gives some guaranteed stuff. You can get you can get while standing 1, 2, 3 in the back, or you can get back turn 4 as well. Other than that, I don't think it's that good. I'd rather use, like, if you want to use something that they'll duck, because like you don't care if you don't hit this because you get so many plus frames. But if this gets blocked, you'll eat damage, and you don't want to do that. So I'd rather just use this as your sort of duckable thing. She does have single boot 4, which is a mid launcher. It does a load of damage, and it's tag bufferable. Gives this, like, I don't know, class 3 launcher, I think it's called. Like, you can wait until they splat on the floor and then pick them up for extra damage. It's really good. You can do something like, I think most characters can do, like a delay hop kick here, and still pick up like one of these air things like that. I'm not certain, but I think they can. Yeah, like that. Does a lot of damage. It is super launch punishable though, like minus 27 or something, I think. She does have a safer option to go mid if they're ducking. You can do 4-3 plus 0, 1-2. So single boot 1-2 is safe, it's minus 9. But if you only do the 1, it's launch punishable. It does go on to single boot 1-2, 1, 2, 3 plus 4. What the fuck? What the hell? There we go. And how it works is all the hits except the 2 here, like the 1, 2, is launch punishable. So this is launch punishable, and that is launch punishable, and that is launch punishable. However, if you do get a counter hit on, I think that's how it works. If you get a counter hit on the second hit, they're all guaranteed. Maybe I should put counter hit on as well. If you get a counter hit on the second, they're all guaranteed. Otherwise, they're not. So I suggest just using this when they're ducking, because that's a natural combo always, I think. Yeah. So that covers that. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can do back to cancel, and that leads you into another stance called backup, which I'll go through now. You can manually enter backup with down back 1, and you do like a quick duck and sort of a mini backdash. So it's pretty evasive. It does high crush. However, it's not like you have a lot of high crush. If you do like this, like the first move, I'm gonna go through down back 1-1. That's not gonna. If people want to, and you go under the 1 and do this, they're gonna hit you out of it with the 2. So it's not a lot of high crush. Down back 1-1 though is really good. It is. I don't know how fast it is. It's kind of fast, so like maybe like 18 or something like that. But It is plus on block. It used to be minus, so it used to be pretty bad, I think. But it's now plus 4, which is really good. It does give knockdown and does wall splat. Has great range, even though she like moves backwards when she does it. It still has great range. I think maybe this is the max range, but so like 2 backdashes is like the max range. But people duck a lot if you just use this, so you should also use down back 1-3, which is a new addition in Tag 2. It's safe, it's only -7 I think. It does low crush since he leaves the ground. I'm not sure if you can float her. You might be able to, but I don't know why anybody wouldn't try in that situation. Like, yeah, you can float her, but I mean, come on, who's gonna do that? It also does wall splat, so at the wall it's a good thing to pressure with this, and when they get fed up with it, you just do this shit and you wall splat them and kill them. Both of the options can be sidewalked, I think, to the same direction. I think it is to her right, so you sidewalk left to get to her right, like this way. But maybe, I don't know. Yeah. No, it's the you. Yeah, no, that's correct. That's fucking correct. So you can walk them both in the same direction. However, since Damak 1, like if you walk early, it's gonna realign because the move comes out after you start walking. So I don't know if that's a super good option against it. It's good to know so that you don't abuse it and people just start walking you if you use the same timing, but you can realign by just like if they step too early. The last move I'm going to talk about is Damak 1-4, which is a really great launcher. It does 40 damage on just the launcher, and if you counter hit, it does like 50. It's amazing. And it is tag bufferable as well, so you can do like really big combos with it. It doesn't reach very far though. Like it reaches like, I think it'll whip from like here. Yeah. But it is safe on block. So well, I need to do it like this. Oh, whatever. It is -9. That's a buttload of block stun. However, the best way to use it, I think, is like if people are doing 1-2 on you a lot, you can down back 1, and you can get through it with get through the 2 with the 4, since it does I think low crushes, or it's just that it's kind of, you know, yeah, I think it, no, high crushes. I mean, I think it high crushes, and that's really great. Like, does ton of damage because they sort of have to walk into it, so it's not good to just try. I mean, you could try to bait someone into it, but unless they do a move that moves them forward and is high, it's not gonna work. So I think it's ideal to punish 1-2 because it's better than doing like her hop kick or something, and it is safe even if they block it. She also has this like Damak 1-2, which is not blockable, but that's fucking shit. It's horrible. I think it's high, and some angles, like even if they stand up, it whiffs. Like it's super bad. It does give you a combo though. You can bind with 1+2. That's good to know if you somehow fucking manage to land this shit in a match. And you get like a mini combo, I don't know, something like that. Another thing that's good about Damak 1 is that it leaves you in crouch. So if you wait a bit, you can do while standing moves, like while standing 4, while standing 2, while standing 1 if you want to, and you can also do full crouch moves. So you can go to Damak 1 to do her full crouch moves. Even her grab you can do kind of quick from it. So that's good to know, since she does have quite good while standing, some good while standing moves and some good full crouch moves. And as I said earlier, when you do this back cancel, you enter into backup automatically. So you can do stuff like if you try to whiff punish, you can do stuff like this and hope they get in, like jump into it. I'm not so sure I like that, since I like playing Alisa kind of safe, since she has a lot of safe moves and just frustrate my opponent. But the option is there to do. I would probably use one, since it does give plus frames if they block it, and it's kind of quick and long reach. But I probably won't do that anyway. So the last stance I'm gonna go through is dual boot, which is 4 to 3 plus 4, like the same motion as single boot, but you do it in destroy. It's quicker than single boot. Like, she moves forward at a quicker pace. I'll show you. Like, if you go from here, you see that in destroy she moves a lot quicker. However, she also, like, I don't think she low crushes as well. Maybe she does, but I find myself somehow getting hit by lows sometimes. And she can get floated like in single boot. However, the moves from dual boot are quite good. For single boot 1 is a high that is +9 on block and +11 on hit. It has the same properties as 401 from destroy, in that if they try to stand up and punish it too quickly, they'll get hit by it anyway. See, like you try to while standing 4, you block it or you get hit by it, but it doesn't really matter if they block it, because you're still +9. So like only 2 frames matter. Then she has dual boot 2 to 1. She used to have only this. It's kind of bad because you couldn't bind after it, but now she has a dedicated bind from it. It's -14 if you only do this, and if you do the whole thing, you see she kind of gets kind of floats in the air, so people can just jab her out of it and get a full combo. So that's kind of stupid. I wouldn't use it as much. There are some usage for it, because, for example, if they lay down, it's like destroy up forward 1+2, in that it picks up off the ground and does bind, which is kind of cool. So you can do mini combos off of it. Other than that, it has sort of limited application. You can bind from her while standing 2 with it, since you can enter dual boot. Other than that, I probably wouldn't use it as much. The mid mix-up I would use for this, when they start to try to duck it, is dual boot 1+2. It's safe, it's only -5, and it does hit grounded. Oh, whoops. If I can get it to hit. You see, from like this angle it hit, and it does kind of okay damage, I think. This does also hit grounded as well, as I said, but I don't think it is as reliable. And I mean, even if this whips, it goes so far that it's hard to punish it. And it is -5 on block, as I said. That concludes her stances. Well, I guess she has this clockwork. It's from while standing 3. She has 2 moves out of it. She has while standing 3/3, which is a mid that gives knockdown, and it is. I'm not sure exactly how the frames work. I think if you let her spin like 3 times, it's 0 on block. Otherwise, it's like -10. She also has a low that gives her while standing 1, 2, 3. But like, this is shit. It's not good in any way. Like, you can use it maybe once versus someone, and then you'll never be able to use it again. Like, you get floated from just standing there. and the moves aren't that quick anyway, so I just suggest not using it at all. Other than that, I think that's all our stances. So we'll move on to punishers. So we're gonna pick up from where we left off. I'm gonna talk about her punishers. They're pretty good, above average. She lacks in some frames, but she's really strong in other frames. And I'll do standing first, then while standing. So yeah, we'll get into it. She has two options to punish 10 frames, 1-1 and 1-2. You would almost always use 1-1. It is high, 33 damage, which is a lot for 10 frames. And it is +3 on hit. It used to be +9 in BR, which was really good. It was amazing, but they nerfed that, removed 7 frames from it, so it's only +3 now. It's still pretty good, mostly because of damage output, and they added some stuff to it. You can enter into destroy with 1+2 afterwards, and if you want to go for mix-ups after hitting a 10 frame punish, I would say go into destroy, because with +3 I don't think Alisa is that strong from neutral. You can't really pressure your opponent too much. I mean, you probably get a down back 3 for free, but other than that, it's not. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? I think generally you'll go into destroy if you want to pressure your opponent, because it's stronger. You have a stronger low, which does a lot more damage, and you have a uninterruptible high as your +3, and this is a 12 frame move. You still have 1 frame to spare, so you're gonna hit them out of anything that doesn't high crush. And if they do a slow high crush, you can just do destroy 1, since the only thing that can interrupt it is jabs, and jabs will always lose to forward 1. They can sort of option select it, I guess, by doing a low jab, but you still have the option to sidestep and do 2 to launch them. So I'd say go into destroy most of the time, unless you want to space and make them whiff, since you can't backdash and destroy. Now another thing they changed was they gave her a counter hit knockdown on the second hit. This is pretty good, since you see I got the dummy set up to tech roll, and you'll see that you can't tech roll it. It sort of spikes, I guess, I don't know, gives a knockdown that's not tech rollable, so you get some Oki from it. You can do, my preferred thing to do is, if I want to be safe, I'll just do damage 3, since that will mostly hit. But you can be riskier and go for a down back 4 or a back 1 to float them if they stand up or back roll or do a ghetto kick, and you get a pretty decent juggle from that. Another thing is that it has some tracking on the second hit to her left, and it is a bit delayable, but not much. I wouldn't suggest you use this move outside of punishing anything. If you want a quick 10 frame high string to like counter hit or something, I don't know, just do 1-2, because 1-2 jails, and it is only -2 on block, while 1-1 is -8. And the thing about it is, because it's high and sort of slow, a lot of people will just duck the second hit and launch you for it, so it's not worth it to try. The rewards are not worth it. Even a blocked one is really bad, because it's -8. Like, -8 lets you do shit. Now for 1-2 as a Punisher, it is +6 instead of +3, but you can't enter destroy. However, if you want to set up something like a counter hit 4 or something, I prefer this, because then they can't even trade. Other than that, I don't think it's very useful as a Punisher. It does have a third hit, 1-2-2, which is very odd. Not a lot of characters have sort of generic 1-2 follow-ups, but Alisa does. The thing is, it is -12, but most people will just low parry it. And the reason why they'll do that is because she has two options out of it. She can do 1-2-2 or 1-2 hold 2. 1-2 hold 2 is a normal hit launcher. You do while standing, isn't while standing 1-2 afterwards. See if I can actually hit it. And it is safe if you delay it. But the thing is, even if you do delay it, like the low parry timing is always the same. They can always hold down forward after the jabs, and it won't make a difference. They'll still low parry it. See, I'm holding down forward there, and if I do the delay, I'll still be able to just hold. So it's not good for anything. You can't fake people out or something. And if they're really good, they can see this on reaction. They can let's see if I got Bruce here. You can delay hop kick through, and you eat like 1 billion damage and you die basically. So it's not worth it to do that much. It's like I'd say keep this for like a tournament or something against a player you know doesn't know about this shit, and then you get the launcher on them and you fucking blow them up like once, and then you never use it again. Because it is, I think it's that easy to see. That's it for 10 frames. You could do a low jab for 10 if you wanted to, but why would you? That's retarded. For 11 frames, she does not have an 11 frame move from standing at all, so there's nothing to find there. For 12, she has the 12 frame Punisher, which is down forward 4. Now, why you would use down forward 4 at all is mostly because some characters have moves that make 1-1 whiff. Like, it doesn't have amazing range or anything, so for example, against Alex or Roger, if they use 4-4-2, most spacings will make 1-1 whiff. And if 1-1 whiffs, you die, because it's really easy to duck on block, but how easy do you think it is to duck on whiff? Like, especially if you know about it. Like, you need to know when to punish with down forward 4. And there aren't that many situations in the game where you preferably use down forward 4, but the ones that are really important. So I think like Alex and Rogers 4-4-2 is like one of the most important. It's like if you don't punish it at all, because like you can do down forward 4, you can do nothing. If you try it 1-1, you die. And if you let them do 4-4-2 all day, like that's a safe, fast, high damage, wall splatting, counter hit launcher that crushes. Like, you need to do something. So down forward 4 is great for that. It has really good range. I think it hits from like here maybe. I don't think it hits, or maybe it does. Yeah, it hits from 2 backdashes. So that's really great. It is only -4 on block, so you can use it as a poke a lot. It's a really good 12 frame mid for that as well. It's +4 on hit, but the range will make it so you can't really do that much, except for like you could do down forward 4 to down forward 4, or down forward 4 to down back 3 and hit a lot of people. Keep in mind, however, that because you're at that range from the max range, they can just as easily backdash if you do it again and like launch you for it. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, something like that. It does have quick recovery though, so they're gonna have to be on their game to do that shit. It does track somewhat. I think it tracks good to her right. Well, semi-good. It has no tracking to her left at all, but to her right you can't sidestep it. However, you can sidewalk it both directions if you're at 0. So it's not like you can't toss it out too much, especially since it's easily sidesteppable to one direction. But if they are crouching, for an example, and you know they can't step to the right direction, you can probably use it like a lot. Like it interrupts a load of stuff. On counter hit, it gives you 2 extra plus frames, so it's +6, and that's even better. Though it doesn't change the situation that much, since you'll mostly be using it at the range, like you won't be using it here. And even if you use it here, the pushback on hit makes it so like you're basically at the same spot. But +6, it's still like you could do down forward 4 to down forward 1. Like if you get a counter hit, down forward 1-4 will hit, or like down back 3. Down back 3 is really great because it has so long range. For 13 frames, she has a 4, which is a high wall splatting kick. It does 32 damage, and it does give counter hit launch, so it is a good tool to make people not hit buttons. It does a lot of damage on counter hit. It does like, I think you get like 93 solo. Yeah, whatever. You get 93 solo. And it has really good range. You think it doesn't have as much range as it does, but it hits from like if you move like a step forward, it'll hit. Yeah, like that. It punishes a lot of things. Like you can punish jacks down for 2 if you want to, really easily. And it is her only knockdown punisher up to launch. So if you want a knockdown or a wall splat, this is the move to use. I don't know if X-Blade is acting up or something. But anyway, other than that, I think like using it as a move, it doesn't have that good tracking. It tracks pretty okay to her right, but not to her left. So it's same situation as down forward 4. So keep that in mind. Though it is high, so if you spam this, people will just duck and launch you for it. But it is really great. It's like a mini Steve back one or something. Moving on to 14 frames. She has like a plethora of options. She's really great at punishing 14, I think. Her most used punish is probably forward 1+2, which has really good range. It tracks really well to both sides, and like you can punish stuff like even stuff that isn't 14. You can punish stuff like Paul's Death Fist. You can do forward 1+2 almost every time if it isn't max range. It leaves you at +7 on hit, which is good. Like it's one of the highest plus range I think she can get without going into destroy. However, you cannot enter destroy from it, so it's strictly Alisa. It does hit really low. You can hit like Link's Art of Phoenix. You can hit every time with forward 1+2. It has a super big hitbox. Keep in mind that it is -12 on block, so you cannot spam it. You can't use it as a poke because people will just punish you. Like if you know someone has a really bad punishing game, maybe, but that'll just make you breed bad habits, I think. So use sparingly, if at all, outside of punishing. Other than that, her max damage 14 frame punish is 3-2. It has similar range to forward 1+2, like and 3, no 4 I mean. It is minus on hit, however, is -1, and because you're -1 and in destroy, your fastest move is a 13 frame high, which is sort of scary. And if your opponent knows about this, they're probably not gonna let you pressure them afterwards. However, because she retains her sidestep, you can always sidestep into 2. Or like you could do the super sidestep to 1 if they whiff something. I don't prefer this Punisher. I mean, it is max damage, but because you're left at -1 and it is -10 on block, you don't get that much from it. I mean, if it's gonna kill on the last hit or something, because 41 + 2 is 33. Same, well, 1 more damage than 4, but so it is like 8 more damage. So it's gonna kill. It's gonna kill. That's good. But you don't get anything off from it other than that. I think one of the best 14 frame Punishers. Oh yeah, and it's really linear, as far as I know. It has like a mediocre tracking. I think you can sidewalk it easily in both directions if you're at 0. You might catch someone with the second hit if they step, but like you're still at -1. So, her third 14 frame punish is 432, which I think is one of the better ones. It is in between in damage, is 34 instead of 33 from 41 + 2. And it has, I think it has the best range. Like it hits, maybe not. Yeah, I think it has the same range as 41 + 2. It is high, and it doesn't track at all, and it's super linear. However, instead of being at -1 from 3-2, you're at +11. So you're 1 frame away from having a guaranteed 4-2. So you can do whatever you want. Like they'll get counter hit from everything basically, unless you do something like, I don't know, like this maybe. But why would you do that since you already have the plus frames, you know? So that's really good. Like you can go for a down 1 or a 2. Like I think jabs might beat 2 since it's like 22 frames or something, but that's like, why would they jab? Like this will be uninterruptible. 1 will be really uninterruptible. It's really good, and it has really far reach. It does have a third follow-up, 4-3-2-1, I think it is. It gives a crumple stun. However, it isn't natural, so it's sort of strictly for if you know someone is sloppy and they'll duck it or something. I don't think it's very good. I think it's safe, the last hit, but I'm not sure. But if you space it correctly, I think you get a guaranteed. No, I think it's like this. You get a guaranteed up 1 + 2 and destroy. And from that you get. I don't think you can do. I don't think you can cancel it to forward 2 to get anything good from it. However, you can do. You can cancel it and do. Whatever. You can do 4-4-3-4-4, I think. I'm not sure, but I think you can do it. And whatever. It's not that important. You get something from it anyway. I don't use it that much. I prefer to just use this. It is not plus on block, and it is not jail, but I wouldn't use it outside of punishing anyway, so I wouldn't use this unless I saw it got blocked maybe, but then still probably wouldn't, since all I would do is probably net them counter hit on whatever was standing move they used to punish me. Moving on from that, her first launch frame from standing is 15, which is her hop kick, up 4-4-4. Up 4-4-4 is is decent. It's not as good as a regular hop kick, because the problem is that she binds automatically. She doesn't launch you if he just does this. But it is less punishable on block though, because it is only -12 and they're left in crouching if they block it. So most characters will only get up for 4 on it, which is great if you consider it like other hopkicks being -13 now. And like if you face like the best Kazuya player in the world, he could launch your hopkicks. Like, that's crazy. But I mean, most people get their standing 12 or 13 punish on a hopkick, and that's like 50 damage or something. So getting a standing 4 in the face for like 20 damage is pretty tolerable, in comparison at least. However, a problem is that you can sidestep it. If you just sidestep right, you can sidestep it, and if you sidestep it, you can launch it for free. And it's not a really hard timing, it's just like tapping it in the block stun. However, if you're not at the right range, you will get hit out of your sidestep. Like if you're at this range, if you tap, you'll get hit. So you gotta know which way to, or which range to sidestep it in. But when you do, it becomes a lot less threatening, if you know about this, because like it's launch punishable, so you'll get a really big punish. It is really linear, like the first hit, like any hop kick. It doesn't track at all. Let's see. I think you should be able to sidestep it. Maybe not. I think I'm sidestepping it late. Anyway, it is sidestep both directions and sidewalkable, really easy for easy punish. The thing that's good about it, outside of combo application, is that because the second hit hits grounded, you can use it in okay situations, like say you want to cover them just lying down or doing ghetto kicks. You can do up for 4-4, and the low hit or the grounded hit is kind of a lot of damage. For 21 is pretty good. Keep in mind, if they side roll, they'll probably get a launch punish on you, but if they do a ghetto kick, especially low, but mid as well, yeah, you'll get a launch from it, and really easy. Like, it doesn't matter what angle you hit him in, because you'll be binding him instantly, so it's really good for that. You see, that's like even the earliest timing where it does reduce damage, you still get a bind like that. I think it's better in this game because Tag Assault lets you do a lot better damage than she used to be able to do. Like, I think what she used to do was 57, and now you can probably get up to 80 with the right combination of characters, so that's really good. It's still not that great of a punish though. As far as 15 goes, that's it. You can use 4-1 for 4. No, 4-4-1-4. I mean, it's a 15 frame punisher as well if you want a wall splat or something. But she has better options, I think, anyway. So this string does hit all of it, but that's still, I think it's worse than hop kick, so it doesn't matter. Moving on from 15, 16 is down for 2, which is sort of the staple launcher you want to use. It's from this that you get the most damage and the easiest way to carry to the corner without binding as well. It isn't tag bufferable or anything, but it is a safe mid launcher at 16 frames. It's -9. However, it does not launch crouching. At crouch you get +7, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah. It does have really good range for down for 2 though. Like if you're used to lost down for 2, like this is really great. Like it hits from here, I think, like, max range. So it's really good with Punisher as well, and a lot of things are -16 plus in this game. So it's really good, and Alisa has good combo damage on herself. So like on her own, she does good damage without tag assault from down for 2. Other than that, I think it has pretty good tracking to one direction, to the right, which is a recurring theme with Alisa. She has good tracking to her right, but not to her left. So this move is really good to just toss out now and then again. Like it's not like her other Punishers where you don't want to use it because it is safe and it does have some tracking. And even if you hit crouching, you get +7, so it's good. It has great range. I don't think it crushes that well, though it has some high crush frames. It's not really good for that, but since it has such great range, it will like it's okay that it doesn't have amazing crush. At 16 frames, I think she has back for 2 as well, which I think is fast as 16. You wouldn't use this to punish a lot of things, but you would punish, for example, Heihachi's 442. It does a lot of pushback, but it's still -16, so you get this if you're fast, and that's 40 damage free. If they don't back roll, like you see, they get this state at the ground where their legs sort of flop up. If they don't back roll, like quick back roll, you get a guarantee for 1+2, and then it does like 65 damage. It's great. Most people will do the quick back roll though, and you don't really get any Oki from that. You might be able to do, let me see if they do that. You don't get anything guaranteed, but you can do a running 2 afterwards and get plus frames from it. Because they probably won't hit a button, and if they do, if they don't step it or duck it for running 2, they'll eat like a guaranteed 1+2. So it's this move back for 2 is great for punishing things like Heihachi's 442. At 19 frames, though I'm not so sure this is that applicable, but at 19 frames she can do back 3+4. But I think I'll get back into that move later when I'm talking about a poking and with punishing game, since I don't think it's that much of a preferred with Punisher or block Punisher. Like it's a good whiff Punisher, but on block you would not use it. I think most things that are -19, you'd use down for 2 instead. It's a better combo, and you don't have to auto bind. So unless you want to whiff punish something that you won't hit with down for 2, you wouldn't use back 3+4. So I'll get into that later. The last thing I'm going to talk about is up 4-3-2. Up 4-3-2 is a natural combo. It's -13 on block if they block the second one. If you do just the first one, she's left in this stupid animation on the ground, and that's like -40 or something. They can just walk up and launch you every time. However, the thing about this move is that it has great range, so you can punish stuff like Kuma's 4-4-2, which is like Heihachi's, but it's more minus. On block, you can do this. The thing about it is that it has a... Is my screen frozen or something? That's weird. Yeah, well, if it acts up again, I'll probably restart this or something. Anyway, good thing about it is that it has a nosebleed in it. Let's see if I record this. I'll forward it to you too. And if you don't take the nosebleed, you take 60 damage, which is big damage. But if you do, you reduce the damage down to 38, I think, if I'm correct. And there's a second part to it as well. If you stay on the ground, because you see they flop the legs up like from Backboard 2. If they stay on the ground, you get a guaranteed down back 4. So then you're doing like a combo's worth of damage if they don't take the nosebleed and they don't back roll. So that's your ideal situation. So ideal is 82, but more often than not, it's probably gonna be more like what is 38 and then nothing. But it's still good. It's good to know certain matchups so you can punish people for doing stupid things. And that's all of our standing punish. I'll take a quick break and I'll come back for her was standing punish.